Times when I'm thinking about us before we got lost and we parted.
Back to my channel. My name is Becca. If you are new here, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. Today is going to be a video. I have a mess in front of me, but it's just going to be a super quick update for homeschool items or homeschool manipulatives. Everybody calls it something different. Just things that we've implemented, new things that we've added, and a sort of a refresher on what we're using this year. We have not decided on a new curriculum, but before I get into that, today is going to be in collaboration with my friend Natalia. Her video and her channel link down below. She's super sweet. She's a mom of 2. We actually connected over on Instagram. Really great channel, and follow her on Instagram as well. She posts all the time and she has the sweetest little family. Natalia is actually going to be sharing some budget resource ideas if you are homeschooling or if you just, teach your children on the side at home. I'm super excited for her video, so don't forget to check her out. Her channel is going to be linked down below. If you are coming over from Natalia's channel, hello, don't forget to subscribe. First off, I have so much stuff, so we're just at the dining room table. Otherwise, it'd be all over the floor. These, they sound really squishy. These are carpet tiles, and I found these at Hobby Lobby for like $3, and there's way too many. But it's included with like every color, I think, besides green. It's weird they put turquoise, but they're super sticky. There's no glue or anything. Here's my hair. They're super sticky. They stick to the carpet. They don't damage the carpet, and they come right up. My kids play hopscotch. We can make patterns. You can use them as like giant counting tiles. You can use them for pattern making. The options are endless. When we read in the morning, or I'll show you like the Montessori like busy book in the morning for like days of the week, and what does the weather look like outside? Everybody picks a color and we sit on that color. You can do it for circle time. You can use them on a rainy day. You can just give them to your kids if you want to keep them busy. And those are amazing. I think I can find them on Amazon. The prices are a little outrageous, so I will try to find one that's comparable quality. Anything that I mention, if I can find it on Amazon or something like it, most of this was purchased on Amazon or at Target. I will link it down below in my Amazon storefront, so don't forget to check that out. A lot of this is well used and well loved, so I will never link anything in there that I haven't personally used with my children. So some of these, but these are items that we've held on to because we do have 2, so these I stand behind wholeheartedly. My husband found these on a whim when my oldest was around 1. They're amazing. So it's like Elmo and Cookie Monster. We got them as a set, but I don't know why. I don't think Amazon sells these as a set. I was gonna buy them as a gift for somebody, but I think they're sold separately now, and they were no more than like $40. So Elmo has the ABCs, and they are all primary colors. And what I love about this, because if you have a toddler, their fingers are really small. Each letter has like a little notch so that their fingers can actually grab, and they're really well made plastic. There's a picture behind, so like C is for cookie, A is for, I think this is Abby, or like apple. These are great. And then there's a space down here, like you can spell sight words, so you can use these for everything. And it's a mom's best friend because it comes with its own carrying case. My son loves to walk around with these. Cookie Monster is numbers, and so it's 1 through 10, same concept. And on the other side there's 10 cookies, and I think it's just a character behind each person, and the cookies have the little notch also. So these are great. Again, like the carpet tiles, matching numbers, letter recognition. They're super tactile, so it's great for like a sensory thing because they are different textures. You can use them for patterns. You can use them for obviously number and color recognition. You can use these for anything, and we have done that. You can even put these like, I don't recommend it because they're gonna take forever to dry, but we've even used these like in sensory bins. So these are great. They have multifunction. If you're just starting with a toddler around 1 or 2, I would highly recommend these. Second thing that we are building up our stash of is my sons absolutely love puzzles, and I will admit that my husband is probably better at finding them than I am. These were in my other video. I'll link the homeschool video down below. I have so many items that I shared in that video that we actually still use. I haven't gotten rid of anything. So these, I came in a pack of I think like 6, and there's like a garbage truck. They're super cute. They're really well made. They're thick wood, but they're not heavy for your child. But they're not just like a traditional puzzle. My 2-year-old has actually mastered almost all of these, so I think they're great. There's a train, and I try not to drop them. There's a steamboat, there's a jet, an airplane, and a car. So I love those. And then for my oldest lately, I saved the paper because it's a total brain twister. It's called a Kagam or Kugam puzzle, and it looks like this. But you can use these to make like different shapes or faces, and we have tiles like that in my other video. But you can make different things out of these. And again, I'm going to be reorganizing our homeschool stash, so stay tuned for that because I found amazing bins at Dollar Tree. We desperately need some storage. So they're really well made. They're pretty small, so if you have a younger one, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're going to supervise. Youngest or my oldest, we are working on geography, so the Target dollar section. I found a lot of stuff this year, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the quality. I'm never really disappointed, but sometimes it's hit or miss. I'll include a video clip, my little one's napping, but I got a solar system, I got a caterpillar counting puzzle, a clock puzzle, and then we also got the United States map. And my youngest, or my oldest, loves doing this, and he'll do it with me, and I'll just kind of name the states. So it's just, you know, if you say something and then you do it at the same time, I feel like it's just, and it's fun. He loves puzzles, so we're slowly working into geography, so this is a great way to introduce that. Update some of the items that were in my old video, just to, I mean, not everything works with every child. So these are puzzles for my youngest, if I can find a match. It's very basic, but it, you know, at a 2-year-old's age, that's what you want. You want something quick and basic. So it's just colors, and these puzzles are huge, so there's really no guessing, and I always set him up for success. So I'll give him like 3, and okay, so I'll give him 2 pieces of purple and 1 piece of orange. Which one goes together? And then you can say, what color is it? What shape is it? How does he feel? So this is just more than one puzzle. I like to buy things that have more than one use, especially if you have multiple children. And this is a busy activity that I can supervise him, but he doesn't need my help to put these together. And there's a lot of pieces. I'll try to find this. I don't know if we got this on Amazon, but it's really good quality. We are still using the Learning Resources Ready Set Kindergarten. Love this. On days that I don't have time to pull out an entire curriculum, like an entire structured sit down, I'll include a screenshot. It's an all-in-one kind of like get ready for kindergarten. So it comes with their dry erase board. And it also comes with I did a little bit more in depth in the other video. I'm not going to go too much into it, but there's a parent guide, and it literally will give you what you need to do, how to set up the activity. It comes with math tiles, it comes with beads and string, it comes with shapes, and these really cool, like for a beginner. And then you can put the shapes together here. So and it comes with matching. There's so much included in this, and we're gonna have this for a while. So that we're still rotating through that. These we've had forever. They're the 100 Worlds book. Excuse me, I don't have my glasses on because there's such a glare every time I film, and it drives me nuts. So it's the 100 Words book, and then there's one more I want to get. In the 100 Animals book, wonderful if you are like me, have multiple, and you are rotating when you are teaching. There's activities I can do with my 4-year-old I cannot do with my 2-year-old, and vice versa. I can do with my 2-year-old, but sometimes my 4-year-old is just not into it. Some leapfrog items that I love and some that I don't, but these are definitely items that I would highly recommend because your child doesn't even need to be talking to use these, and it's never too early to like introduce new words. I can't turn it on because my little one is sleeping and he will wake up, but it sings a song. You can do English and Spanish, which I love, are a staple. Especially when there's days where it's like raining and your kids have cycled through all their toys and you're like, hey, look at this book. It sings to you. We are still using these. They're not my favorite because there's not that many options. I think it comes with 10 different tiles, but the letters are definitely a win, and mom hack. One that you didn't ask for, but I'm gonna give you. Okay, there's 8. I'm not a fan of the words that they give you on here. There's only 16, I think. But this board is worth the money with these letters. This is an amazing sensory bin. If you use it for sand, beans, rice, it's contained. There's a place for the utensils. So if you buy it and you love it, great. If you don't, you can save these. I mean, these are great for your kids, but it's kind of one note for me. I don't get much use out of that. You need to be resourceful when you're homeschooling, and this is one of those ways that I love anything that's like really well made. Melissa and Doug usually makes really great products. Try to think of ways when you are purchasing homeschool items, think of ways that you can use things more than once, like the puzzles and bins like this, because it can get a little pricey. There is I think my husband found this at like a drugstore, like Rite Aid or something, I don't remember, but it's a Little People. Does anybody remember that? You can find Little People books at Dollar Tree. It's a matching game, and instead of buying flashcards for my youngest, we use flashcards a lot with my oldest. When he was about 10 months, we started flashcards. Amazing. Start that with your little one. They catch on so quickly. There's like a tractor, a magnifying glass, all the animals, like cars, airplane. So this is a great game for my oldest, but it's also a great way to associate words and pictures with my youngest. So these are great flashcards. We use these quite often, and everybody can play the game, and I can use them in different ways with both of my children. This is something fun. It's not really like anything you need, but I will say it does help. My youngest is starting to read, or my oldest is starting to read. I found this at Hobby Lobby for like $4, and it's amazing when your kid can say, hey, okay, let me point to the words, point to the letters, or we use it in the morning. Okay, I'm gonna, pick on you. Which one of you wants the hand? And if they hold the hand, they think they're in charge, so they want to answer. So something like this is great because it helps the kid have a little bit of independency, but also catches their attention. It's bright, it's red, and he says, hey, so something like that is fun. You have to make school fun. Let's see. These are from Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree. These are from Target, and I was so surprised when I picked these up. I didn't open the book. I think they were in plastic. My children love these, and we use them every day. So they are by the brand. I actually want to purchase more from the brand. Make Believe Ideas. It's probably only available at Target, but I will look them up. It came with a dry erase pen, and it's such a great, like, super quick activity. So, okay, trace the number, trace the letter, and there's a letter in number 1. And it says count the shoes. Like, it gives little activities for the child to think of what they're tracing. And there's little, like, games down here. It's such a great, super quick book. My oldest will go through this in about maybe 6 minutes, and then, okay, can I have the other one? Wonderful. So there's the number, and it's try erase. So when I say, I repeat, save what you're buying, I can use this for my other child. So, and then there's the ABCs, and they're super cute, and they like keep my kids' attention. So even if my youngest is drawing, I'll point out the pictures, and flower starts with F. What color is the flower? you know, you just kind of have to sneak stuff in there when you can. So those are great. And I have a mess over here. If I showed you this mess, you'd be surprised. I randomly purchased this because my son is really into sight words right now, and I'm not a fan of the sight word flashcards. Maybe I just haven't implemented them the right way. I've tried the pocket chart. So this is great. It's a sight word storybook, and it has super quick stories. And the sight word is obviously in black, so it says a little shoe, a little hat. And it'll go through, I think, 3 or 4 pages of like super quick stories, and then it'll have the activity of tracing the sight word, and then there's a little activity inside. So I don't stress the sight words too much right now, but it's a great way to expose him to new sight words that we aren't currently working on. And that will lead me into, if I can find it. Oh my gosh, there's such a mess. Books. Amazing. My son is reading and he's catching on to these so quickly. I only bought 1 box because I didn't know how he would take to them. You know, you kind of have to gauge your child's learning style, try to figure that out before you go and purchase an entire curriculum set. Bless you. I've learned that we kind of like to piece together things. I don't want to rely on one curriculum, and every household's going to be different. So the book will go into, you can look up reviews on these. There's kind of a lot. They're very simple. Sam sat on Matt. So it's very simple sight words, and in the beginning it'll give you the letters that they're using and a little picture like A is for apple, S is for sun, and then it'll give you like the words that they're going to introduce in the book. I decided that each book I wanted to make flashcards, just so that if we don't feel like we're going to read that day, we can look at flashcards and I know what I'm referencing, because each book is going to gradually build on top of each other, and this is working out great. I would highly recommend these. We're probably going to purchase the whole set, but I want to go through the entire box first, and then we'll jump into the purchase of the entire set. These next 2 books are what we are heavily using right now. Every day we'll do about 4 or 5 pages, depending on how my kids are feeling. I don't force it. And we're still at the age where technically they don't need to be homeschooled right now, but my children are into it, so why not? I used this with my first son when he was the same age as my youngest, 2, and we worked through it and he had a blast. A lot of it is a little bit older, but they grow into it. So right now we're just focusing on ABCs. Like singing the ABCs, recognizing what a letter is, recognizing animals, colors, shapes. I'll show you, I'll do a quick once over. I picked up some posters from Hobby Lobby, and they were like $2.99, so it was super inexpensive, but I believe that it's really great for your kids to have visuals. Wow, this video is really longer than I thought, so thanks for hanging out. If you're still hanging out with me, leave a coffee emoji down there in the comments, because I'm gonna make coffee after this. I believe that if kids are around, you know, like colors, numbers, letters, like if they see it, they can also absorb it versus me just spitting it at them. So I leave stuff in their room, and it's kind of like decor, but not really, and they have fun pointing it out when we're just playing. So it's not like I'm always having them sitting at the table teaching. That's not how we do homeschool. We'll do it on the floor, we'll do it at the table, sometimes we can do it in their room, and it's very, I don't want to say loose, but it is a little bit loose. We gauge the children and what they're feeling that day, and that's how we go around it. It's another video. So anyways, the big, I don't know what this brand is called, School Zone. I always forget, I just call it the big book. If you type this in on Amazon or Target, they're like less than $6. If I recommend anything in this video, it would be the Elmo and Cookie Monster letters and numbers, the Learning Resources kindergarten set, and then these books. These books are so, I think they're overlooked, honestly, because they seem so simple, but honestly, this is, if you're going to start somewhere, I would start here. and a really good set of flashcards, whatever you want to teach your child. They're super simple, but a lot of mornings my oldest will say, Mom, can I do more? And what I let him do so he feels like he's in a little bit of control of the morning of like what he wants to learn that day, and then I'll go in and fill in what we need to work on, is I'll just flip through the pages and say, okay, what looks fun? What do you want to work on? And he'll say, stop, that page, and he'll pick out 5 or 6 pages, and my youngest will tag on with us too. So for my oldest, we are doing big math, K1. I wanted to focus a little bit more on math because we are working on geography. I use their children's encyclopedia. I highly recommend that. Shop Costco if you have a Costco membership. Costco Back to School has they have amazing books. The very last item I have yet to use, and I am going to do this in a video, I just want to wait until we have the curriculum, is, and I didn't know Hobby Lobby had back to school items, so check them out if you haven't. And I got this a while ago, I want to say a month and a half ago, is a planner. I haven't seen a planner. The ones at Target were like $40, which I think is astronomical. But it's, some of these pages I don't need. The communication log, I can use that for, you know, whatever. But it actually has like a planner. So for, what do they call this? Class records. So it'll go through 5 weeks on each page, and I can actually start planning out my oldest, what I'd like to work on week by week. And there's quite a bit in here. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then there is lesson plans. There's a whole section for lesson plans. So we'll go through a monthly planner and then a weekly planner. You can use a spiral notebook. I've used that before. You don't need a planner to homeschool your children. You can use regular paper or a fridge. You can get one of those like meal plannings where it's like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and just quickly jot down your ideas for the week. And if you plan for the week, do not feel like you have to stick to it to that day. If your children aren't into doing math on Monday, do it on Wednesday. If they're not into doing school, find a way to incorporate that. Don't force it. I am by no means a professional, but I have learned that if my children are not in the mood to sit at the table, we don't do it. It sets the morning off in a bad, you know, you should have fun teaching your children, and your children should learn that learning is fun and can be fun. So if it doesn't work at the table, do it at the floor. If it doesn't work in the morning, do it in the afternoon. And some days if it doesn't work, guess what? It doesn't work. There are ways that you can play outside. You can play with toys. You can make patterns with Legos. You can count with Legos. You can count with goldfish. There's so many ways to teach your children. Just make sure at the end of the day that you know, are teaching them, but it's not something that feels like a chore, because at that point it just isn't fun for anybody. So I'm gonna stop talking. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to check out Natalia's video. I will leave it again linked down below. Any of these items that I can find, I will link them in my Amazon storefront. I think I got everything. My table's a mess. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will catch you in next week's video for my Sunday reset. If any of that interests you, and if you hung out this long, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in next week's video. Bye-bye.